Alpha Day, I'm Chef Peter Duenas of Mezcla Restaurants. This is Food Obsession.
Just arrived in Vancouver, Canada. We're here for an amazing food adventure. We're gonna get our rent-a-car and we're gonna head downtown. Let's go.
In 3 kilometers, take the exit on the right.
It's our first morning here in Vancouver, and we're here at the Jam Cafe, a super busy, bustling breakfast spot here. We've been in line for over an hour. We're almost there, and I got pork belly on my mind. Yeah, let's do that.
And any setup eggs are okay?
Yes. And then also, we're going to share the raspberry lemon pancakes.
That's it. Alright.
And then,
Enjoy.
thank you. That's a lot of pancake there, guys. Massive, massive lemon raspberry pancakes. But this is just a snack. Got pork belly coming. That looks crazy. We've got biscuits and gravy with fried pork belly. It's like the best of both worlds. I love crispy pork belly and I love my biscuits and gravy for breakfast. Tender biscuits. Gravy is packed with sausage flavor. Check out the pork belly. What a great combination. Pork belly is so crispy, but tender on the inside. Made the right choice.
French toast.
God, look at that. Chicken and French toast. We're here at the Flying Pig, where their focus is on sustainable seafood. Let's check it out.
But to start, pulled pork poutine, Brussels sprouts, and the humble squid. Gosh, guys.
Oh,
We
man.
got the squid. Those are delicious too. All right, is there anything else I can grab for the table?
So I've ordered 2 appetizers. I have the poutine and the fried Humboldt squid. And the Humboldt squid is basically a giant squid that originated in Mexico and has now made it up through California, Oregon, Washington, British Columbia, and now even Alaska has it. And they're an invasive species, but the commercial fishermen are starting to fish for these more and more nowadays to help with the populations in the area. So we had to order that. The poutine, this is the epitome of Canadian food here, really. Poutine is French, derived from the French cuisine, but here in Canada, it's a big thing. And it's typically a sauce over French fries with some cheese curds. In this case here at the Flying Pig, we have pulled pork as a topping. Ooh. Oh man. The sauce, the pulled pork is just right. There's no barbecue sauce. It's just a nice smoky pork. It's got a gravy on it. I can taste Gruyere cheese. Delicious. Oh man. Cheesy. Cheesy. Ooh, damn. That's a whole lot of cheese there. Look at that. Bam. Obviously, when you're looking at the thick slices of this squid, it's so thick, you know that is a huge monster. It's got a tartar sauce with it. Oh, God. It's so tender, it's got a pillowy texture. That's gotta be probably the most tender squid or calamari I've ever had. Almost melts in your mouth. Made a good call coming to the Flying Pig. It's got a little bit of spice on it. It's peppery. Oh.
I didn't know anything about purple. I thought it was
Our next little meal here at the Flying Pig. That fried Humboldt squid was so tender and amazing. The poutine, the best poutine I've ever had. And the burger was excellent as well, that prime Canadian beef. Now, we're open to check out a happy hour oyster bar. Time to go. So we've got a variety of raw oysters. A Sunseeker, it's a happy hour special today. They're $1.50 each, regularly $3.50. I also added some of the divine caviar, which is the local caviar from the Canadian sturgeon. So I definitely have to try that. So I'll put a little bit of this divine caviar on my oyster. Taste that. Put a little bit of lemon. I don't know if it's proper etiquette, but I have to put a little bit of horseradish because I like the spice. Oh. Interesting concept. You got sweet Sunseeker, sweet and creamy, buttery. Add a little bit of that caviar in there, and then all of a sudden you get that briny, salty, fishy goodness that you would expect from caviar. Ooh. I've got some Kumamotos and I've got some cherry stone clams. Let's dig in, guys. There's so much seafood here, fresh and abundant. You can't go wrong when you come to Canada, especially the west coast of Canada. You gotta have the seafood. They're really strong on sustainable seafood and the future of their fisheries. So right after this, we're gonna head up to the salmon fishery where they farm fresh Vancouver salmon. After a beautiful tour at Capilano River Salmon Fisheries, we decide to head over to Granville Island Public Market.
Slight right and turn
We're at Granville Island and Fisherman's Wharf. There's a whole bunch of restaurants and shops that you can check out, but I'm interested in checking out the public market. Let's go. Some of that northern divine.
It doesn't even have nitrates. Like, very, it's just pork and salt. Very natural.
Beautiful. What an amazing trip to Vancouver, Canada. I highly recommend it, not just to food lovers, but to visitors alike. Vancouver is such a beautiful place to stroll, check out the scenic views, and lots of things to do, not to mention the great food. Today, I've got a couple of dishes I want to share with you. I'll start off with a Canadian style pizza, and I'm going to finish with a crispy pork belly French toast. Yes, crispy pork belly French toast. Let's get started. So I've got an 8-ounce pizza dough, freshly made. I'm going to roll this out. It's a basic sweet pizza dough recipe. I'll flatten it out. Now, way back when, I used to actually do pizzas when I was working for Italian joints. And one thing about pizza is you can get really creative with it. You can put a lot of things, but Canadian style pizza was interesting. Typically, you have bacon, pepperoni, interesting enough, cilantro pesto, and some peppers and onions. Very basic. Today I'm going to be using a homemade Canadian bacon with some Spanish chorizo, cilantro pesto, and some peppers and onions. Okay, so I got my dough. I'm going to turn this into about 11 to 12 inches in diameter. Traditionally, pizza did not have to be a perfect circle. When pizza was made back then, it was however it came out, and you put toppings on it and you bake it. That's it. Hey, whoa, I can still do it. What do you know? Okay, that's not playing around. Let's get to the toppings. So I've got a pre-greased sheet pan with some parchment paper. I've got a nice tomato sauce seasoned, Italian style. I'm gonna spread that out nice and evenly. I've got 3 cheeses from Anchor, really nice cheeses. I've got mozzarella, I've got a blonde cheddar, and I've also got some smoked Gouda. And I'm gonna combine this, and that's gonna be my cheese toppings. Love Gouda cheese. I'll just mix that up. Okay, so just put a nice amount of cheese on there. We'll go ahead and do our toppings. I've got some thick cut sliced Canadian bacon. And I've got some chorizo Spanish chorizo. Put that on there. Try to make it as even as possible. Typically they use pepperoni. My favorite parts of the pizza, is what really makes it, is the cilantro pesto. Gives it an interesting blend and kicks it up. I love cilantro. So I'm gonna drizzle some of this cilantro pesto. There you go. It actually makes it colorful too as well. Got some yellow peppers, some red peppers, and you gotta have some onion because I love onions. Nice sweet red onion. A little bit more cheese just to make it all gel. A little bit of salt and pepper. So now we're gonna get this in a 450-degree oven until golden brown and the cheese is nicely melted, and we'll get started on our pork belly and French toast. I've got a couple of eggs. I'm gonna make a very, very traditional style French toast batter. So I've got a couple of eggs. Gonna whisk that. I've got some heavy cream. Makes the French toast nice and fluffy. I'm gonna add some cinnamon, a little bit of sugar. Give that a nice mix. For our sauce for the French toast and pork belly, I've got a mixture of beef and pork stock. And I've got some raspberries. Add that there. The raspberries, I'm gonna allow this to reduce down to kind of like a gravy consistency, but very, very light. So I've got some pork belly that I've pre-boiled to tenderize it. We did season the liquid in which it was boiled in, but we're still gonna season it. Got some salt and pepper. You know, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of saltiness. It's always a great combination. So we'll get this in the fryer. Fry this until crispy golden. Okay, so our pork belly is just about done, and our sauce as well. We're gonna go ahead and dip our French toast and get it cooked. We're gonna allow that to cook for about 45 seconds to a minute on each side. All right, we're just about ready. Let's get started on our plating. Check our pizza. Pizza's done. Cut this baby up. Okay, and we'll just plate this up. Nice and gently. And there we have our Canadian pizza. I'll plate up our French toast and pork belly. I've got my French toast here. I'm just gonna cut it. Place that in the middle of the plate. I've got our raspberry sauce. Just drizzle some of that around. Got our crispy pork belly. Some of that on top. Got some maple syrup. I'm just gonna drizzle some around the plate. Got some pickled onions. Garnish that with some pickled onions. And that is our crispy pork belly and French toast. So there you have it, our two Vancouver specials for the month. We have our Canadian style pizza with Canadian bacon and Spanish chorizo. Our second dish, crispy pork belly and French toast. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Food Obsession. Pizza. Good. That Gouda cheese.
Yep.
The Gouda cheese makes it good, huh?
Very good.
You gotta have the pork belly. Pork belly and maple syrup.
What am I?
Gotta be a little bit salty. You know what I mean? Salt and sweet.
What's in this?